What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Manni and welcome to the new test server right here with the new preset hangar feature where you can predefine multiple hangars now, up to 5 full hangars, and they will all have as many robot slots as you have on your primary one, so you can have up to 30 bots. Now, that can be a fun thing, but at the same time it leads to the fact that enemies will, like friends and enemies, they will always have now a full sniping hangar when you get on Yamantau. Before it was a chance that there was like enemies and friends with brawling hangar still, but now it's basically going to be so that everyone will have a full sniping hangar available whenever you get to this map. So it's kind of just full sniping maps then, right? And at the same time, and that's a big disadvantage in my opinion, is that you will now basically have to maintain twice as many bots at least, and keep them updated in the highest level, level them up, the same low silver payout and everything, right? With the same amount of time for you to farm silver. So this is really a big problem, I guess, because, you know, it kind of wants you to have twice as much effort in leveling up your stuff as before. And I personally even had before troubles leveling up my things, so I'm not even sure if I can actually use that feature other than, you know, on the Battle Rack account for video content or something like this. But yeah, so of course, it's also nice to have, like, all the time, whenever there's a map, you can choose your favorite bot config on this map. That's kind of also a good, it's not just purely a negative thing, right? But it's something that, you know, I just try to make aware of a bit of the dangers that it has as well with, you know, leveling up all those things at the same time. But yeah, so what you can see here, by the way, is the new map Bridge. It kind of connects both spawn locations of both teams with a big bridge. You can of course fire on that bridge from everywhere, so it's not exactly smart to walk across that bridge, but you can from up there, of course, you know, reach every beacon on the map, kind of. So you'll be able to help out everywhere on the map. The thing is just that, by the way, we're using the shotgun weapon here, the new Storm medium weapon, which I think is quite, you know, it does quite a good job right now. I'm not sure if they actually increase the damage, but it seems to be doing well. I put it here on a Rogatka with a good amount of speed, so that it can use this weapon well. Of course, consider putting this on a Haeshi with 3 of them, and the ability to dash into absolute face-hugging distance, then with a shield and whatnot. This is it's just absolutely way crazier, but it already works quite well here on the Rogatka, and I'm really hoping this will be a silver weapon. Come on, Pixonic, give us a silver weapon. We need a lot more silver content, you know that, right? So, yeah, what I was going to say is I think this map is too small. You have, when you plan this map as a map for beacons, like Dominion, Beacon Rush, it doesn't really work very well because of the fact that this map is too small. You just have a massive clash going on the whole time, and beacons just become less important and less important. What should be the case here is that either the map gets bigger, like really quite a bit bigger, not just 5% or so, and at the second time, maybe make sure you can actually you know, reach beacons without getting drawn into combat from halfway across the map, because that's what it is right now. If you walk towards a beacon, there's almost no chance for you to reach that beacon without getting like a dozens of shots already before that. So, map is too small. However, it would probably be a good team deathmatch map, right? What do you think, guys? For team deathmatch, you know, Hydra shooting dudes on the other side of the map wouldn't be that much of a problem, because there's quite a lot of cover here, and at the same time you can reach the enemy very quickly because it's such a small map. Maybe it's a good team deathmatch map, something that, you know, worth considering. And at the same time, I also want to throw in the castle map that we tested on the test server once, and the what is the other map? Come on, there was another map that we tested on test servers. Castle, this, and Rome. Those 3 maps maybe for team deathmatch, who knows, right? Something worth considering, I guess. But yeah, so I'm running here my most favorite setup. I'm just gonna use this so much in the future. I love the dock with Punishers and Orkans. You guys know that by now already. Of course, the what's it? Hoverbot is also another thing here that is still being tested, and I don't understand what they're doing. It looks like every time the hoverbot comes in, it has a more powerful jump. Why does it have a jump? Pixonic, I don't understand. This is a hover, it's a glider. It's not supposed to outperform the jump bots in terms of jumping. But that's what it does. You hit the button, you jump entirely into the sky now, way higher than any other bot. And now, in addition to all that, you have the ability and feature to glide, like, forever and never come back down, kind of. You know, that's, why does it have a better jump now than bots that are actually jump bots? This is supposed to be a glider. It's supposed to use its fuel to gain altitude, right? So if you just gain altitude for the first jump and haven't even used your fuel yet, that's not exactly the point of a glider, isn't it? I'm sorry, it seems to be getting more and more powerful with its jump every single time, even though I personally always give the feedback that this bot is already better than the Rogatka, right? Let's not forget that the Rogatka has 2 medium weapons and a very short jump, very flat, right? While the new hover bot is much more mobile in air, right? Flying much higher and all that, and it gets an additional light weapon on top of all that, which results in the fact that, or in the thought that I would like to say, guys, please consider like the new potential content and put it against existing content to see whether or not it's good to give it that much or more or less, right? It might help you find the right balance. Anyways, this guy right here was walking up the slope behind me and just blocking me to death. I'm still taking damage, by the way. While I'm done it, not even care. I just showing that, no man, you don't walk up to a Fury from behind on a slope where he needs to go back into cover from, and then just activate the sentry mode right behind him. I don't understand this. Anyways, yeah, so what I'm doing here, I'm sniping a little bit on this map, just to demonstrate that as well. I think that a sniper, as in Zeus, is a really good choice here on this map, as you can clearly see, but I don't think you need anything with more range than this. Trebuchets, for example, would be a waste, because I don't think you need 800, 900, 1,000 meters range here, and if you are always in range with Zeus, why would you not use the higher DPS Zeus weapon instead, right? Look how mobile and flexible we are with this and how much damage we can inflict, right? So yeah, that's this thing, and we also had a bit of more balancing things happening here, and I want to show them to you right here. We have the shock train, which receives a greater nerf, or basically less damage chaining over to the next enemies after its initial hit. You can see it minus 50% now, instead of minus 35, which it was before. Personally, I think, and it is a test server, I think it's okay and adequate for me to actually put some feedback in here directly with you guys. I think that this is not going to cut it, because I believe the initial damage boost, the initial damage is already too high, considering it fires instantaneous, considering it is only a medium weapon. It almost deals the amount of damage of trebuchets, right? And the reload should probably be higher, but let's leave it like that. This is what has been brought with the test server, or what is tested. We have the Haeshi here with minus 5% speed and minus 10% shield capacity. It's the first nerf that the Haeshi gets, and if you ask me, I think there's going to be a lot more to come. Not sure, but I think that the Haeshi is so much more powerful that this is not really going to cut it. Maybe it's time to consider taking one of the dashes away. This would still render the bot very powerful, but you would need to be careful with it, because you can't escape out of every dangerous situation easily, right? Maybe something to consider. Anyways, we have the Molot and Tempest gaining 5% more damage output, which is a good thing, because both weapons really weren't being used so much. In terms of Molot, I'm not sure about Tempest, but Molot, I really think they should make it more like the Punisher, maybe. That doesn't have to start with a low fire rate and getting higher and higher and higher. Just let it start with a full fire rate immediately. This way you don't have to waste as many bullets in the beginning to get to a high fire rate, and maybe even giving it a little bit larger clip, because that's what makes the playstyle of the Punisher so much fun, that you take more damage to deal the amount of damage than other weapons do, but you actually also fire for a longer time, so giving it a very unique playstyle and its own place, right? Just me thinking loud right now. Hydra minus 5%. I personally think that the Hydra only really was a problem because of the team deathmatch, which kind of rewarded a sniper for not taking any risks and firing Hydras all over the place. I think once the team deathmatch isn't a thing anymore, I don't think that the Hydra isn't much of a thing anymore either. And the Scorch plus 5% is probably a good thing too. That's my excuse me, input about this. We have here a little bug report, since it's a test server, and somehow there's always a new sneaky bug that sneaks in, and in this case these small Punishers, they stop firing. You will see that now my reload, I'm just using the red button here, I'm not firing in sequence or anything, and yet my medium Punishers are already reloading while the small Punishers are not yet there, because they reload they fire and stop firing all the time in between, although I hit the fire button. That's just a quick bug report that I wanted to give you guys here. And yeah, this is a test server that we had this weekend. I'm making another video just with an awesome battle I had, so this is gonna come out tomorrow maybe, I guess. And for now, I'm just gonna say thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment down below, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe as brutal as a man can hit for more. Thanks for bearing with me. You guys are awesome as always. Manni-Gaming signing off. Bye bye.